Hi everyone and welcome to the female changing rooms at the North Shore Squash Club. I'm here with one of Squash New Zealand's 2013 Year of Youth Squash ambassadors, Becky Barnett.
Hello.
How's things?
Good, thank you.
Rebecca's a top junior from the Mitchell Park and now the Squash Gym Pittams North Club, and she's really well qualified to give us a few pointers on the benefits of having youth playing squash. So what are some of the best opportunities that you've had as a young squash player?
Just having like a really good vibe around the club, from having a lot of young people that you recognise and know and to compete with around the club is a really nice thing to have, I think. As well as having the adults there as well. It's great to have the kids involved and like the family aspect too.
Yeah, I think it adds a really diverse sort of feel to the club and helps the club attract more and more players if you've got a wide cross-section of players.
Yeah, it's like a small community.
Outstanding. And what's one of your favourite memories as a young player? Do you remember your first tournament? Yeah,
I remember my first tournament. I think it might have been actually a national tournament when we were about 8 years old. And I just remember feeling like walking into the club and it was really cool seeing all the good people and just aspiring to be like them maybe one day. So here I am 10 years later and being one of those people was like creates a nice parallel.
It's awesome. It's really cool that at a national event you can see good players and be inspired, and I hope more and more juniors sort of get involved.
Yeah.
So what about the grading list? Has that been important for you?
Yeah, well, especially as a youngster, like seeing yourself improve and seeing these benchmarks that you can get to and compare yourself against other people is a really fun and exciting, but also competitive way of looking at a sport, which I think is quite individual to squash. I don't know if other sports do it, but it's, winning a certain amount of points here, a certain amount of points there, it's quite complex, but simple at the same time.
Outstanding. And you've just moved to Pittams North.
I have.
How's that been?
It's been really good. Like, obviously, squash is such a small sport, but you meet a lot of people, and you create good bonds with people. So I already knew a lot of faces around Palmy when I moved there, which was a great basis to start.
Cool. And how do you think Pittams North caters to youth squash?
They have a really good squash for juniors program there. They have the academies and a lot of dedicated coaches that give us a lot of time and effort to see to their juniors. So yeah, that's a really nice thing to have, as well as dedicated adults as a basis. Yeah. So volunteers is really important to have. And
compared to the Mitchell Park junior or youth squash approach, I know that you were very fond of the proximity of the dairy to Mitchell Park, so on junior squash nights you could run over and get some knowledge.
Yeah, back in the day that was a highlight.
Yeah. How does Pittams North compete with that?
I'm not sure. I'm not really into the lollies these days.
Really?
But
well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, times have changed.
The World Champs coming up.
Yes, definitely.
That was